All right, folks, we're back. Round three of ProQuest Las Vegas here in Lansing, Michigan. Oh, I woke up and there was frost on the ground this morning, Charlie.
It is mid-March.
It is the Ides of March, no doubt. But you know, that's life in Michigan. They always say if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, right?
Accurate statement.
We had 70 a week ago.
Absolutely wild.
So we're getting into round three. We just gave away a few raffles. We had a few armory decks picked up by players today.
Yeah.
Next round we'll be giving out some play mats. Lots of goodies here for our players.
One of those mats, Iron Song versus, absolutely gorgeous art.
You know, I wonder if we're about to see Iron Song versus in action.
Maybe it is one of the possibilities. Cause
You know, we talked about treats for the players. We've got treats for the viewers. We are about to have a Dorinthia mirror
yes.
on camera. Oh man, let's get down to the battlefield. I want to see how this is shaping up. There's so many different ways you can go building this deck.
Oh yeah. Like, do you like 3 blocks? Do you like weapon attacks?
And
This
you know,
is the matchup for you.
I had a chat actually with one of these Dorinthia players. This is a room they love to see, full of aggro players. In fact, I was just looking at the full breakdown of our players today. We have 4 Phis, 4 Dash-IOs, 3 Arachne Marionettes, only 2 Acilios. Okay, all right. Just aggro players for these Dorinthia players to feast on. They love to see that. These decks that don't want to block, decks that don't typically pack a large number of these defense reactions that you see that can so easily shut their turns down.
Absolutely. It's quite the room for it.
So we've got Abby versus Andrew. I've seen both these players many times at our Michigan events. Andrew's a local here. He plays at Hoplite Games most Wednesdays alongside me. I want to tell you something about this man. He has never lost a Dorinthia mirror.
We will see. I mean, Abby's a very strong player.
Abby is a very strong player. You know, I have lost my share of win-ins to Abby at Michigan tournaments. You know, and I think either way, we're going to have a great game on our hands. There's a little bit of a dance here too, because we don't actually know what's going to be presented here. You could see Dawnblade, of course.
Yeah.
You could see Axes. You could see Axe Singular.
Yeah, very true.
There's a lot of ways to build this.
Yeah, I am a known Decimator Great Axe enjoyer. But
Really?
yeah, go figure. But I think odds are it's probably just a Dawnblade mirror. Great Axe into an aggro field seems a little bit suspect.
You see Dawnblade on one side, Dawnblade on the other. You were right, absolutely. Similar equipment suites. We see tuning on Abby's. Looks like she's gearing up for a little more of a long, grindy game. And then the grains on Andy's side. I know he loves that card because it just kind of... That's always been one of the problems for Warriors is banking those extra resources. What do you actually do with them? You know, like you pitch for that Dawnblade, you pay for the second one. Maybe you're paying into Brainforge Bracers, but it doesn't always work out. So Brains really gives him an outlet for those.
For sure. All right, it looks like so Abby's starting us off double unsheathed into Dawnblade for 9.
Oh my goodness, 9 right off the bat, and this right here, this is that classic. Does she have it? Right. Here's a block for 9.
So it looks like Glent unsheathed and then Sword Masters. So yep, just kind of some filtering all the way
just
around.
take 3 cards, set an arsenal, set up for next turn.
Absolutely. And the pitch of the shelter kind of leads me to believe the last card for Abby wasn't another D-React.
I agree. Seems very likely. Something you love to see. I see a Twinning Blade in Abby's hand. Can't see those other 3 cards quite yet. See what Andy's return volley is.
So,
very thoughtful player, Andy.
Certainly. He's been a Dorinthia player for quite some time.
he started playing the game about 1 year before I did, and he started out with some Prism early on. We were playing at a store across town, playing Blitz week.
All right.
And I played him my very first night ever. I was playing Reinar,
Oh.
and
Oh.
Reinar into Blitz Prism. I had no idea. Oh, and there we go.
That's power
Steel Blade
play from the
Supremacy.
start with an authority. So if
And you
that
know
is
what?
a D-react in the arsenal, that is not great.
You know, I know the owner of that authority.
This is under your authority?
This is under my authority.
This is under Nate's authority.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
this card, I have. Some of these Dorinthia specs are just absurd. +2 for the rest of the turn.
And on hit draw card.
On hit, draw a card.
This is 100% like this is. It would not surprise me to see this be the turn where Kabuto just comes out.
I think you just
right.
have to slam the Kabuto here. It's a requirement, especially if that Arsenal card, as you called out, is indeed a defense reaction.
Yep.
And put some dominate on top of it, right?
Yeah,
Why not?
And with the dominate effect that carries over for the rest of the turn too, it just makes sense.
Absolutely.
I think you would not be too surprising. Sure, it might kind of stink to give up Kabuto this early, but just shutting the door on card draws that matter.
I mean, he will draw a card here, almost assuredly, unless we just get fridge. Ooh, interesting. No Kabuto chosen. Putting 2 in front of it. I'm wondering is paying for the shelter. All right, covering 6.
Now, see if Andy has the react to come over the top.
He needs to go over the top and find a source of go again. Of course, he has his refraction bolter sitting there unused this early in the game.
Yeah,
Lots of options.
It's definitely an option, but giving up the point of value could be a rough proposition. So we have B to the Iron Song, which will give go again.
Incredible, still relatively
Or
new
plus
card
one. Okay.
in these Dorinthia decks. I believe that was a Super Slam expansion slot card, if I'm not mistaken.
It's such a versatile card. So opts for the +1 here.
Takes the +1.
To go over the top. Looks to be on hit draw card, maybe crack bolters here. We'll see kind of what happens. See if this card is worth cracking bolters for him. Looks like Andrew does opt to go ahead and do just that.
And you know, Abby opted to pitch a red blade flurry. It's a K for that shelter. So if I were Andy, I would feel quite insulated from additional D-reacts to cover up that 7. We see a chain break, sharpened steel, buffing the next attack up by 3.
I think it's a blue, so it's by 1, so it's another
by 1,
7 dominate.
yeah.
And on hit, draw a card.
7.
Or 9? Right. Or I guess that is a red. I can't. The colors are a bit weird to me at the moment.
Sure, no worries.
So that is
Yeah.
9. So
9 dominate, draw a card.
Yeah. I mean, we are.
Is this classic constructed?
This is classic constructed. I mean,
These are Starvo numbers.
This is quite good. I think
Build your own Starvo.
Yeah. So. Yeah, Abby taking 6, Andrew getting to draw another card.
Likely destined for the Arsenal here.
Most likely, and there are a lot now that we see that authority is where it is. Most Arsenal targets are at least serviceable in Dorinthia. Your blues will be a lot. There'll be a lot of go again sources in your blues. Maybe like something like Emboldened Blade is not that great, but the most of the rest you're going to want to see. And then really any red you're perfectly happy with. Especially in a matchup like this where it's very likely both sides are going to be doing some blocking periodically.
Absolutely.
So,
all right, and he passes back to Abby after claiming his first +1 counter of the game.
Looks like maybe just sending in, holding the Twinning Blade back. Twinning Blade likely just going to Arsenal here.
It's destined for the Arsenal.
Very likely.
It very well could be. I could see a world where. Never mind. It's going to the Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because she has to hit.
Or the blunt play, which is quite feisty. That's such a strong card.
Oh, look at that.
It is only a block 2, but you get all the value off of that. That's like the card that Abby wanted to maybe put in the arsenal. Now it's just discarded.
You know, I'm not a warrior player. In fact, I have piloted one game of Warrior ever in my Flesh and Blood career, and that was the Hunted pre-release. And
You were forced at that point.
indeed. And I opened about 6 of those Blunteds. And I said, man, what are these Warrior cards? And all my Warrior friends, send them. We
Yep.
need them.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I'll actually read this. That does seem pretty powerful.
Oh yeah. Such a powerful effect, and more Warrior on Warrior hate. So Abby drawing up. Looks like Abby's hand is pretty solid too on the crackback. There is a couple of blues, a Warrior's Valor. So overall, just kind of a good balanced hand. I'll have to see what Andy's working with. Didn't really catch much of a glimpse of it. We'll kind of see how it goes here. So, yep, starting with a blue. Can't tell if it's a blue or a red. We'll find out shortly when the numbers are coming across.
Yeah, I think I see a blue color strip there.
Yes.
Conferring go again on hit.
Yes.
So Andy is really hoping that he's going to. Oh, and there we go. Dominate.
Determination number 2.
So I believe that this will be coming in for minimum 5 dominate. I don't see any cards left in hand for Andy.
With the counter gain last turn, that's 6.
6, indeed. Oh my goodness.
That's rough.
Now, Abby has some options. She has Refraction Bolters still with 1 block, Bravework Bracer still with 1 block, Kabuto still available.
So
blocking 3.
Provoke on the block, covering 3.
Asking Andy, where's your go again coming from? Oh wait, you already have it. Warrior's Valor.
On hit, go again.
I think this is the start of what some might call Snowball.
Most definitely.
Oh, Andy does have cards in hand. They were just a little off camera.
Yeah, he should have 2 left.
Yeah, because that determination was out of arsenal.
Yep. So it looks like he has 2 left. 1 resource, pretty easy to send in the Dull Blade a second time. We're paying into grains. Okay, and that solid option too. Like we were like you mentioned, just carrying the resources over turn by turn, pitching into Brave Forge, and
Might as
then
well get the value.
absolutely, and then swing the Dawn Blade again. Now this is for 5 with Dawn. 6 with the bracers.
6 with the bracers. Again, nearly a guaranteed hit.
Yep, threatening another counter. Kind of a tough spot. Yep. Abby blocking with nip on the heels. Take another 3, going down to 27. And a second counter on the Dawn Blade. It's kind of brutal. Andy paying into grains, get a second vigor token for the next turn. It's like pocketing a yellow.
That's that
right
snowball
there.
effect I mentioned there. Andy's still very comfortable at 39 life.
Absolutely. So we'll see what Abby chooses to do here. It looks like she might be pitching just to get the Dawn Blade out there. See what happens.
What's in my hand?
Yes.
Guess wrong, you might pay. Now, a lot of times, I've found in sitting on the other side of Dorinthia Ironsong, I find that in order to have a coherent game plan, I have to let her get 1, maybe even 2 counters, and then string together a heavily defensive, what I think of as the reset turn.
Yes.
And I think that you see that pretty often. The trouble is, the longer you go without finding that double D-react hand, the harder and harder it is to close out, to shut that down. And here again, we see this very powerful very powerful Dorinthia specialization. Doesn't even have to pitch a card, thanks to those vigor tokens from last turn.
And it's quite the sequence.
Plus 5 on. So this is going to be a Dawn Blade for 10.
Let's see, 5 plus 5. Yep, 10.
2 card 10. Draw a card.
That's math. That is what one would call good rate.
That is terrifying.
It is. So, and Andy still has cards in hand. So this is really tough to block. It feels like it's okay. It feels like it's lower the voices. So it's really tough to block. So it is. I wouldn't want to be in this spot because, like you mentioned, it is kind of there is kind of a point where you do kind of want to go to try to reset the non-blade counters. But facing down 10 with two cards behind, it's very difficult to, unless you're maybe also giving up equipment to just fold your hand.
Indeed. Yeah.
And folding the hand at that point.
And I mean, we've still got that Kabuto sitting over there to at least stop further bleeding, potentially.
Yeah, and that might be what we see happens here.
But Andy only has to hit once to keep those 2+1 counters on his sword.
Yes.
So unless you shut it out completely, you're in the exact same position next turn, or similar. Maybe not with draw a card attached to it.
Yeah, and
I still think that card's busted.
no, it's unreal.
Yeah.
In Dorinthia lists these days, more often they're only maybe one set of 2 blocks. Everything else is going to block for 3. Lead for speed is just a very solid kind of extender piece.
Yep. I've seen that in recent lists as well.
But beyond that, everything else is just going to block for 3. So
It has the potential to present 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if she gives it to you just off armor. And then if she just throws the whole grip in front of it, she could get up to 17.
yes,
If she wants that reset, she has the power to make it happen.
certainly.
Granted, Andy might have something to say about it. Perhaps a red route.
Another
be.
just absolutely filthy piece of cardboard.
Oh my goodness.
Routes overpowers. It's Swordmaster Shine itself is. I mean,
+5?
yeah, +5 on
Good
react.
gravy.
No,
I've been giving a lot of consideration to this block. It might not be an exaggeration to say that this block could decide the game.
it's certainly up there. But with Abby giving it due time. Just let her make the decision.
Absolutely. Kabuto comes out to play.
Yep, and that makes absolute sense.
What do you think about just the Kabuto, get the effect, stop the rest of this turn, and try to send something meaningful back on your own turn?
That's very reasonable. We did see a couple of. There is go again in his hand, and a blue source.
And I saw Steel Braids of
Yeah.
Abby's own as well.
And Tunic's on 3, so this play makes a lot of sense.
Some real potential for a clapback here. Andy bumping it up to 12.
Yep, just to go ahead and cash in the value.
We're going to put you to 17 and see what you can do.
Yeah. So life total, there's a large life total discrepancy at the moment. Just Andy's had some power, had a series of power turns, and Abby's kind of been on the back foot.
I tell you, I've been the recipient of a few of Andy's power turns in my time in Flesh and Blood, and
no joke.
the man knows his deck inside and out.
Absolutely.
Getting a bigger token off the Grain's trigger for his trouble.
Just solidly keeping the counters around, keep carrying a resource forward. Now Abby gets to come in with a supremacy go again, using Tunic. Overall, this is quite the turn.
I would like to play the game, sir.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
I would like to get into this game. I'm going to try to present a threat that you can't ignore. Oh, an Iron Song determination of her.
Yep. So this is five with go again.
Not playing it out, though, which I find interesting.
Yeah. So 5 with go again. It's still a twinning blade in arsenal. This
Twinning
could
blade
be,
all the way back from the beginning of the game.
yes. This could be.
Are we looking to bait out some here and then come back in with the Twinning Blade Iron Song?
I think so.
Or do we not have do we have the resources to play? She has 1 floating, Tunic available. She might not have the resources to play out the Iron Song and take full advantage of that 20 blade.
Like we might see this. This might be the point where Andrew kind of gives the Kabuto of his own, just because like this is how Abby claws back into the game. Supremacy is just like like we mentioned before, very powerful effect.
You can't disrespect that card.
Yeah. So this is the point. He's going to cede some life total back. Uh, Abby with a puncture to get the +3 and piercing. So bumping that up to 6.
Very nice.
Sure, she won't get to attack again, but she will get to at least draw a card. Uh, which, not too much of an effect there, not being able to attack again this turn with a weapon.
Yeah, so I don't think we've really ever seen too many of these Dawnblade lists delve into some of those just powerful singular cards you can play, Command and Conquerors, or even Nourishing Emptiness.
Yeah.
A nice trick in Warrior decks. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. And it looks like if my eyes don't deceive me, it looks like Eddie drew up another copy of Supremacy.
That is what I saw as well.
So it might.
But there's a problem here for Abby.
Yeah.
And that is a Dawnblade, 2 counters, and a 5-card hand.
Yep, and a resource.
Doesn't even have to commit a card to swing that Dawnblade. Just push it forward and say, what are you going to do?
Oh yeah, it's a tough spot. Yeah. So,
Warriors Valor?
yep.
First swing up to 8 here. Go again on hit. Carefully considering all options. Pitching for the Dawnblade.
I believe I may have seen a steel blade shot in Abby's hand that helped tremendously, especially with gun 3.
Indeed. Cutting to his hand cam here. Blocking with 1.
A little bit of a reset. Okay, there we go.
Blocking with 1. Show me what you got.
Yeah, no, this makes sense.
I think she wants to play out her hand.
Yeah.
She's saying, we've got the go again already from the Warrior's Valor. She could potentially easily be facing lethal.
If she can't strip the whole hand away from Andrew, then Andrew being at 29, it's a tough spot. Really tough spot.
Such a commanding life lead for Andy. He's got to feel just very in the driver's seat. Already passed into reaction. He's paying for a. It looks like he's considering a Grains trigger.
So double steel blade supremacy. That's kind of unfortunate. Want to see those a little bit better spaced out.
Lose to pay for your turn if she can get there, if she can survive.
Being at 10, staring down a Dawnblade with 2 counters is rough. It is tough.
I've been there.
Same. It is no fun.
So it looks like we are getting the Grains trigger. Should be 7 damage conferred. Abby 10. Brave Forge activation. Use up that resource.
Still
Stitching a singing steel blade.
It's coming in 5, 6, with Brave Forge. Saying, give me 2 cards.
Yeah, you might think 2 cards, but
at least
easily could be.
This could pitching the singing here. I believe maybe there's another singing steel blade, or some other one for like 1 cost react. This could be a tough spot.
Andy has often told me that the thing he loves about playing Durin, it really feels like you are having a sword. Mm-hmm. Things, parries. So much rides on reading your opponent.
Yes, it is flesh and blood as James White intended.
Indeed.
back from the original set. The hero is still kicking around.
Abby has to give. Doesn't give cards. He's in so much danger of dying.
Yep.
Right.
So it looks like double supremacy on response power. So is definitely a hand that unfortunately is going to kind of be priced into blocking here.
I believe she still has one block available on her refraction bolters.
Yes.
That's an easy call. One on her brace.
She just blocked with bolters. She's just the one on Brayforge and Tunic. So there's not a clean way to like play around a react of any kind. Shy of just giving your entire hand, but that won't get rid of that won't get rid of the counters. The reset that
Right.
you're talking about.
You're just in the exact same position the next turn.
Yep.
It's that snowball I was mentioning. Just can't let it get out of control early, or you find yourself in a position.
Yep.
What's the most counters you've ever seen on a Dawn Blade?
I saw a game. There was a game on stream earlier this week where there were 7 counters on a Dawn Blade.
This week, I was going to say 7 as well.
Yeah.
And he gives the Abby gives the grip here.
Yep, and that definitely understandable. It is in this. This is good because if beforehand, if Abby had done this on the first attack, then it could have very easily been like singing Steel Blade into route.
Easily.
And that would have been just devastating.
You know, similar to some of those Rune Blade matchups, even some of those Earth matchups, Assassin matchups, just drawing your deck in the wrong order can really get you in trouble. And I think her only hope here really is, I need this man to break.
So Abby using the Tunic resource to just swing the Dawn Blade in. Just confer that 1 resource to 3 damage or a card.
I think Andy's probably going to say that most frightening thing. No blocks. Reaches for the Brave Forge Bracers. Maybe just a value block here.
Makes sense. Just to preserve a little bit of life in a spot where it's hard to be punished. Abby now with this, yep, and Abby now with the sync below as well. So like, Abby has an opportunity. There is a little bit of an opportunity here, depending on what else Andrew's hand contains. So coming
Again,
in
we've
on
been here before.
On hit go again. This is Dawn Blade for 8.
I'd be happy to see
Warrior's Power.
defense reaction for him this time, covering it up for 9. Andy, I believe 2 cards in hand. Iron Song response up to 11.
Up to 11.
Does Abby commit a single?
I think she has to.
I think she has to.
So she's covering 13. If Andy has another react here,
You have 2 more, sir. I think I saw
that
Sync below
a
his hand.
Swordmaster Shine, which is just brutal.
Shine.
Bump that up to 16.
Absolutely disgusting.
It is. Oh, and then he
3
gets
damage
on hit go
confirmed.
again.
On hit go again. Coming back in for another 5. Abby now with no cards in hand.
And
Claiming a 3rd +1 counter for his Dawn Blade.
like you mentioned earlier, it's quite the snowball. And Andy just had some cards at the right time to help really kind of bring it home. Just paying into bracers to get the sink below out of hand. It's coming in for another 6, and there's not much to do.
Summary 1.
Yep. Taking 5, going to 2, and now there's a 3rd counter. So Dawn Blade for 6, or for just 1 resource 6 is
Absolutely disgusting. 3 plus 3 on that Dawn Blade.
Now future Swordmaster shines are free. If that doesn't scare you.
It should. It should.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, has no action other than to pass her tunic up and dash.
Yep. So no vigor tokens, just 4 cards for Andy this time around. Didn't really catch a glimpse of what he drew.
Has to actually pitch a card to attack with his sword this turn. Abby in that very precarious. Finds a sink below.
So she is drawing some D-reacts, but depending on what kind of comes about, might. Dawn Blade for 6.
Here's the grip.
Yep.
Show me the pump, sir. Show me your go again.
Oh. Now
If I'm Andy here,
so beat and make the heels. So with a jagged edge, go up to
beat
go up to
of
9.
the Iron Song.
Which that is +1.
All 3 modes, if
Yep.
I'm not mistaken.
Say 3. Yeah, go again +1.
Up to 10.
Yep. So push for 10.
And that last card in his hand is a nip that heals. So we're again covering 13.
So this might be enough to actually get counters off of the Dawn Blade, which is huge for Abby.
That is a huge deal. And I gotta applaud Abby for that. Those timely Syncolo draws, really taking advantage of it.
Yep.
Being patient, not getting greedy, saying the only version of this game that I win is the one where I get those counters off that.
Yep. She played to her outs sufficiently.
That being said,
there's still the big life total difference, but
and he only has to connect for 2 damage. See another defense reaction hand for Abby here. Not a provoke. Andy's likely destined for imagine.
there's a singing. Oh, that is singing red Warrior's Valor Dauntless. So Dauntless will make that D-react not free. So that can be.
Indeed.
Now he doesn't have the resources to kind of do everything. He doesn't have the resources to play the Warrior's Valor, the Dauntless, and Singing Steel Blade. Now I missed what the Arsenal card was.
I did as well. Wonder though, are we gonna see that Singing Steel Blade go get something just nasty?
Yeah.
I gotta say it again, Route.
Route at this point is
Backbreaking.
yeah. That Route is a game closer.
And for 6, go again on it. Looks like we're surely gonna see at least 2 cards. He has the option to get the full grip again, but yeah, we're
She's
just gonna
respecting the +3.
I have to say though, eventually we're gonna get to the point where it doesn't have the D-react.
Yep. So this bumps it up to 7.
Gonna search.
So he only has 1 resource in his hand. So it's difficult. So he's not going to be able to go get a route, but he can get the red Iron Song response.
Red Iron Song response. I believe this is
Bump
still
that up to 10.
cleanly covered up.
Still, it's a 10 on 9, which bumps it down to 1, and then the nip at the heels that was Arsenal, bumping up to the 11, which Abby's able to
There it is. 3 turns in a row.
Yep. So she's able to dodge at this point, but she can still swing back, use tunic to send back 3, better than not doing anything. But Andrew's still going to be able to trade some life points and come back with another 5 cards next turn.
He very much is able to just use his life total as a resource here. Ask Abby turn after turn after turn.
Abby coming
And
in
you
for
stop me from hitting.
like we're gonna get a good look here in down to all reds.
Looks like a. I'm forgetting the name of it. It's the +3 if its power is double.
The unsheathed.
Unsheathed.
Yep.
There we go.
Unsheathed, double unsheathed puncture.
A
So,
very aggressive hand.
yeah, but unfortunately they're all red cards, and then another dauntless in the arsenal. So
he's gonna have to give up a red card to play the game
like
here.
unsheathed into. This is a tough spot.
Yet again, Abby is so good at drawing those D-Racks one at a time.
Andy's doing the best he can with this grip. Pitching unsheathed should be kind of very much a red flag of these all have to be reds.
Indeed.
Now, I wouldn't put it beyond folks to sandbag a blue in a situation like this, make you think there's nothing, and then surprise like here's a route. That's the level of trickery that can go on in Warrior games, Warrior mirrors. Dawnblade for 6.
Still.
Any plus will give this go again.
I mean, at this rate, I have to say Abby's deck is looking a little thin.
Yeah, and that's
You're only
unfortunate.
blocked with 4 cards a turn, so many turns in a row before. Do I even have enough damage left in my deck to close this out?
And unfortunately, that's just the position she's been forced into.
Indeed, that snowball just took over the game so early, so quickly. She never really had a chance to get back in.
So see what I think Andy just opts
Andy's
to
saying,
pass.
you know what? I want to ask you to do it again. What can you do with that one card? Sniffs out the D-React, holds his hand, looks for a blue to pay for the next turn a little more efficiently.
We'll see if Abby opts to pitch the D-React to try to net some more life total points to maybe claw that back a little bit.
It's a tall order, but
Most
crazy
definitely
things have happened.
Yeah, most definitely is. Still quite the deficit. We're roughly 20 minutes left in the round. Yep, and she does opt to push the D-React in down to the bottom of the deck, send another 3 damage.
If I'm Andy here, I mean, we can give the value block on the chest, but I'm still just looking to be as aggressive as possible. There's going to come a turn. He still has a third Iron Song Determination lurking in his deck somewhere.
There's the Dauntless, so next D-React will cost 1 more to play.
I'd be very happy she pitched away that single this time.
Oh, look at that. That is a grip full of reacts. That is.
Going to be very difficult to navigate this.
Certainly. So this is 6. No going in threatened, but Andy can very easily push more damage here.
Blocking 9.
Blocking 9, discard a card. Blocking 8. 8 with a blunt. So that is.
We're just going to see that nip in the heels hit the bin and then 2 punctures.
I think so. Discard a nip, play one of the punctures, arsenal puncture, because Andrew's attack would be for 9 with 1 puncture. Abby's blocking 8. So it makes sense one way or the other. Okay, and puncture up to 9, up to 10. And it says, "Do you have it?"
And there's the fist
Abby
bump.
does not, unfortunately.
This man's streak remains unblemished. Very well played to Abby.
Abby played her heart out. She really did. She forced him to try to have it. It just, unfortunately, for Abby, Andrew had it.
Andrew had it. Expertly navigated by someone who has played many, many games with that deck. Many, many Dorinthia mirrors
Most certainly.
under his belt. Andy advances to 3-0. And we'll see. I wonder if we'll see him eat a couple more aggro decks the next two rounds. At 3-0, he should be nearly locked for top 8, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, most likely. He's, he, I think at this point, yeah, I think he is going to be locked for top 8.
Yep, yep. And Abby's not out either. I mean, she might go gobble up a couple aggro decks in the X1 bracket.
Yep, and this is a room to be Dawnblade Dorian.
Absolutely. Well, folks, we're going to see if we can get Andy on the camera for a few minutes here to talk about the game. We'll be back shortly. Stick with us.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
I will adjust backwards or
I'll
move
move on
down a
over.
little bit.
All
So,
right.
hi, Charlie
Oh.
here with Andy. Andy Victor in round 3 here. So, the old Dorinthia mirror. Nate mentions you've played quite a few of these.
It has been a minute, but I do have some experience on the mirror. It's honestly one of my favorite matches in this game. Mirror matches in general, right, are like not only super skill testing, but there's so much information to be gained with play patterns and things. So I find mirror matches in general really good. And the Dorinthia mirror, especially with all of the new tools that they've given her, Kabuto, Blunton, all of these anti-warrior tech pieces. Um, I don't know why LSS keeps wanting to crap on warriors, like giving us tools against other warriors, but it does make the mirrors especially interesting.
This is true. Like, Blunton is just an absolutely filthy card.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And we saw that kind of going both ways.
that's right.
That
Yeah,
game. And Swordmaster Shine is just such an impressive piece of card on top of that. Like, in Bendium really kind of helped step Dawn Blade just that much further.
yeah, I agree. The fact that it doesn't rely on reprise, the fact that I mean, in an aggro matchup where you're getting counters rolling, the fact that it's basically free at some point is just incredible. I mean, in that game, I was able to resolve it for one, and a 1 for 5 unconditional is insane.
Like, that is like ninja assassin levels of
Yeah,
rate
it's
as
it,
like react speed.
it's not quite just a Nick, which they get for free, and more devastating on hits. So
That's
again,
fair.
assassin eating
That's
into Warriors
fair.
space, but no, it's quite good. And the fact that it's unconditional, the fact that I mean, you run a lot of blues, you can sometimes just pay full price for it. If they don't want to turn on reprise, you can just say, okay, here you go, And it's like Overpower has just been outmatched, has been overpowered as it were. So
Most certainly.
yeah.
So, I guess how overall in terms of like how the game went, seemed like you had a pretty solid start and kind of maintain it. Can you walk me through kind of like how your first couple turns went, what you were thinking, kind of as things went
Yeah,
along?
it's interesting because this is the mirror can end up very it can devolve into a grindy block fest, right? And then it's like well, it's sort of as you saw at the end of that game. And so I fat back a little bit into the mirror, just preparing for that eventuality if it gets there. Obviously, you hope it doesn't. My downblade list that I brought today is pretty aggressive, so I want to try to push over. To be honest, I was lucky just to grab the tempo from the get-go. Like leaking a couple of those counters on means that I'm having to say, essentially, give me your whole hand if you want to stop the strain at some point, which then gives me just all of the tempo turn after turn. So once that got rolling, I think by the time all the counters fell off, the life totals were at such a disparity that I could just keep that pressure on. And you're just looking for a window, right? The name of the game in the mirror match is patience, and is not just playing things out to play them, but it's just trying to do the math and just you just need one. You just need them to blink, at the right time to be able to get over. And I think just the fact that, like, the Kabuto timing when Kabuto was against me, I didn't have go again at all. So most I was going to be able to do was just dump a lot onto this one Domblade swing. You may have noticed I played out that Steelblade Supremacy, and I almost took it back. I was like, wait, because I realized, like, oh my god, I don't have go again. But at that point, just stacking up the Domblade was all that I really needed to do, and I was lucky enough to get enough pumps. Like, I didn't draw into all blues or anything. So the cards aligned allowed me to not only get that tempo early, but just to keep the pressure on. I think that was really the key to it.
And it seemed like they're definitely spots like you mentioned. You're able to kind of maintain your counters.
Just needs to hit once to keep those counters. Like the second counter is great, but you just need to hit the one time. And so yeah, if you can just eke one. Once you've got 2+ counters, you just leak one damage through, and then you're set up, and you just keep that train rolling.
Just keep applying the pressure.
That's
It's
right.
such great value. So I don't want to keep you for too long. I know you got there's probably a little bit of a break for the next round.
Sure.
But definitely. So 3-0, feeling like very likely locked for top 8.
Feeling good, yeah. I'm happy to see a pretty aggressive room. Dorinthia, I like to think of Domblade Dory specifically as like the counter sniper. She's an aggro deck wearing full plate,
Yep.
And all of her cards block free pretty much. But she is an aggro deck that can target other aggro decks really well.
Very well.
So I'm happy to see all of those aggressive decks. Decks that want to block me out miss me with that. I don't want to see those. So I'm happy to have encountered, two aggressive decks early on, and then the mirror that I have a lot of experience in. So, I'll probably get paired into fatigue Pleiades next or something, and just totally crap the bed. But so far so good. So,
For sure, yeah. I think think we saw the on breakdown. There's 3 guardians in total.
I'm a little surprised at the meta breakdown, honestly.
For the famous Michigan meta, where it's a
Right.
lot of broods and guardians, there aren't so much of both of those.
Well, I think the Michigan meta, the real defining feature of the Michigan meta is it's undefinable. People are playing pet decks. People are putting playing the decks that they've put the work into. It's always hard to predict this meta. So.
Andy, it's been a pleasure, sir.
Yeah,
Like I said, I
pleasure.
won't keep it for too long.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Andy Lundeen, 3-0. Gonna keep on pushing it forward, and so we'll be back in just a few minutes with the next round.
Hey, folks, we're back for round 4. Oh man, that was an exciting Dorinthia game.
It's like Andy mentioned. It can be a very back and forth, but some games can just kind of devolve into the snowball.
Indeed, it happens.
Yeah,
It's kind of what she's built around.
sure. Abby did manage to clear off the counters, but at that point it was such a huge life discrepancy that you just wait for the right spot.
Just throwing the hand every turn. It just never came.
Yeah.
It just never came. She held on a long time, but
For sure.
hey, you know what? I got one more gem pack I'm going to open. Let's see if we can find something.
I took some duds out of that pool, so hopefully get some gas.
Got an ion charged.
All right.
And ooh, a cold foil grimoire.
Oh, all right.
That is not too shabby.
That's a great hit.
That is going into my collection. All right. All right.
Jealous.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, folks, we got another exciting matchup coming up for you here. We have Valda versus Phi.
All right.
We finally get to see one of these aggro decks that we've been hearing about today.
Yep.
Very aggro-centric game. I think Valda came here hunting aggro. That being said,
Yep.
things still have to go right for her.
For sure.
All right, these two players know each other well. They're going to have a great time.
Oh, yeah.
This is Greg versus Josh. Greg is actually store owner of Gamers Gambit Games up in Lake City, Michigan. He puts on a great tournament.
Oh, yeah.
I love going to his tournaments.
But, yeah, Josh, a longtime Guardian player, just loved, won the last. I think the RTN that was here recently
He
on
won the
Valda.
Hot Play RTN on Valda. In fact, I played him in round 1. I was playing Marionette, and he crushed me literally and metaphorically. It was not pretty. He just found those nasty crush effects turn after turn, shut me down. I was never in the game. That being said, these new builds of Phi, they can do some very interesting things. It's not just the head jabs of old, right?
Oh, yeah.
They've got the new card, Art of War Phoenix.
Yep, the Art of Phoenix War, the old
Art of Phoenix War.
the old Farda War.
Art of War.
Yeah, it's just kind of a powered down Art of War, but still does quite a lot of work. Greg, being a longtime Ninja player, I know is very capable of maximizing his turns.
You know, I'm excited to see Greg play because almost every time I've been, I haven't seen him actually in the tournaments. He's usually the tournament organizer. It's really exciting to see him actually play.
For sure. I've seen him at Legends, played against him once. Just plays very well. And just looking forward to it.
It's great to see that, like a store owner, somebody who's passionate about the game, supporting the community, but also has the chops to back it up. It's great to see.
Yep.
I've seen. Ooh, I just noticed something. Take a look at the leg slot for Phi here.
It's a very wise move. Nice
Base
addition.
of the mountain.
Nice addition to get around sort of at least get around a crush effect one time, at least.
Because sometimes Valda doesn't have to work too hard. She starts the turn with 3 seismic surges. All crush effects that turn have dominate. I mean, you can only deal with that so long with some of those nasty Guardian on hits. Eventually, one's going to get you. So having a maybe not quite a get out of jail free card, but at least being able to spend your turn not taking 10 and having your turn neutered anyway, right?
Yep. And Josh with a pretty standard equipment loadout, opting for Titan's Fist and Tectonic Plating over Shield Beater and Tunic. Absolutely makes sense.
That guaranteed seismic every turn, really just going for the seismic creation, not giving Phi the chance to filter his hand.
So Greg's starting off with a Searing Strike, rather. Looks like it's being blocked for 4. It's 4 into 3.
Searing Ember Blade coming in. You know that was the first gold foil I ever opened?
Searing Ember Blade.
Oh, yeah. And at the time, I said, I better sell this quick or Phi's going to LL. Well, that was over 2 years ago.
Right.
But he's back with a vengeance now.
So 4 into 3 into 4. Pretty solid turn for Greg. And we end with what's likely to be another 1.
Let's see. Josh was pretty quick to snap off that first block. Took the second chain link. This tells us a lot about Josh's intentions for the next turn. He is not going to be just block, block, block everything.
And in seeing what Josh had in the opener, it looked like he did have their problem. Here though, the seismic surge. He can use some of his still sources. Five of the back plating refreshing that.
He's positioned to really anything here. That being said, Greg sniffs it out and sees, you know what? To get a window, if you want to keep that hand, sir, you're going to pay for it. Considering that trigger.
Considering popping links straight away, getting a little bit of value off. Looks like he's declining to do so. Is just going to pass back.
Just give the grip. But then they don't play out the pummel, and they arsenal it, and you're in the same position next turn.
Yeah, I mean, shoes, it definitely makes sense to maybe block 6, block with a blue, and it looked like he had an extra. Okay, so he's stopping to take the full. This makes sense too because you do have that crush effect to worry about. So just takes the full 11, goes to 29, discards a card, puts a card on top. We'll see exactly what he opts for.
See an oath of loyalty. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps that, just sends 4, then sets a card.
Yeah, discarding the head jab. So now it looks like he can just kind of Greg can kind of come back with just a clean head jab into sword into Phoenix Flame 2 card 8. 4-3-1.
That's too shabby.
Not at all.
I mean, take a boulder drop and a pummel and still present solid number back.
Yeah.
We take 2 card 8s.
All day long. Especially when it comes at 4-3 and then 1. Like, it's going to leak some damage.
You know, something that a lot of players, especially newer players, might not be familiar with. Vi actually has really strong game into fatigue play styles. Josh cannot just simply knock out forever.
Nope.
Because he will eventually find himself in a position where Greg has nothing but blues in his deck. He can bring back his Phoenix Flame, send it for 0, activate the Searing Ember, over.
So Josh just pitching a blue, sending hammer for 4, the tried and true Guardian method.
Before.
Getting the ley line on.
The ley line.
Massive.
Getting it nice and early here. And against a ninja, you can basically guarantee that he's going to be getting at least 1 size every turn.
Greg starting with 4 cards, starts off with that Oath of Loyalty he topped off the boulder drop. Hard time picking up what else he has in his hand. It's like Josh looks like flipping around. He has a couple of blue attacks. It looks like maybe another rouse. Can't really tell.
I think I see a rouse. Ooh, a debility.
Rotate red, perfect, like you mentioned. Looks like we might just kind of see some value trades.
Blocks with that.
No, that's a disable.
Yeah.
So
kind of
might be a little difficult to really cover all this up and still send some meaningful damage.
To me, this is posturing like a blocking hand. Yeah. Send the hammer, maybe.
My apologies. Disables 5, 2 seismics makes it 3 cost. So 2 card 9.
That's pretty insane.
That is still. I mean, that is Flesh and Blood math. Flesh and Blood math standard is very good. He's just sending me the bill. Picks up the Phoenix Flame, coming back for another 1. So we had 4 into 3 and I believe that was 1.
Is that one of the new 5 cards?
This is Firebrand. So this is for 5. Is that's a blue? It looked like a blue rising or something, maybe.
That looks correct to me.
So,
So this,
so this triggers Shuko and it gets him +2, so it brings it from 2 to 5.
all three modes. Yeah, if it is the fourth chain link or higher, it gains go again. Or no, at 3 it gains go again, and at 4 it gains +2. So that's a spicy meatball right there.
And notably, Greg making a pretty heads-up play here of picking up the Phoenix Flame and before sending the attack before something like a Testifying Grip.
Indeed.
Testifying Grip on the Flame could rip that four damage out of the hand. So this is very much a heads-up play on Greg's side.
You know what? I wonder, are we going to see a massive bouncing links? Oh, no.
We might here, though. We still might, because a lot of attacks have hit. Could he assault balloon here?
I was almost wondering if he'd mask and go get that Unify card, costs 1, and wants you to discard Phoenix Flame to draw a card and get a +2 go again. That being said, Greg is happy to just keep his mask on the board. A looming threat.
And yeah, and life totals being at 20 to 25. We're seeing the two card 9.
That is a heck of a number.
It is.
Now, no Arsenal threatened here because Greg knows that there's all these disruptive effects. He knows there's command and conquers and disables in Josh's deck.
Yep.
So he's happy to just play the value out as he sees.
Sees the full 9. Josh gets the seismic on the end from Leyline.
Especially when Josh seems to be very willing to trade 2-card hands here. Coming out ahead so far. Ooh, I just saw.
So Valahai Ribbon, which the new card for Pet, which would allow for a block and pay into it to get dominate the next turn. But it looks like otherwise it might just be a bunch of reds.
Yeah, I saw a red crush folder drop.
Yeah.
But that being said, if you can,
This is a nice sequence from Greg. Ignite
absolutely.
using the one free from Ignite to pay for the mounting anchor.
I feel like so many folks get caught up on thinking about how Ignite pairs in Syndra, the daggers, or it can be nice to reduce the cost of your Searing Emberblade. But it's the next draconic action, I believe.
And so,
Fealty token created here for Greg.
Josh blocking 5 on the mounting anchor, playing around Ancestral Empowerment, because the on hit on the mounting anchor would give something +1. That makes a lot of sense.
Very defensive posture from Josh on this turn.
Sure. And then a Phoenix Flame for 2. It looks like it's going to kind of cleanly just be covered up by armor.
Looks like a chain close here. Try keeping that card in arsenal.
So with the one resource, Josh, it looks like he's going to be sending back Crush the Weak. Really solid play.
Oh, does he have enough resources to also create seismic center?
He does not. The block in his hand is a yellow.
So that means that Greg now has the option to take that ley line off the table if he wants.
Which would be just tremendous for the long game. See, it looks like the hand is Sync, Nasty, Head Jab,
Ancestral.
Ancestral Empowerment.
I could definitely see just a tenacity sync below card. Too.
He's just gonna let him keep the ley line around, which does make sense. You'd have to give up your base of the mount for that.
Yeah.
So he's gonna opt to sync, and he's gonna keep this ley line around because the fall did trigger. Because Greg did sync and drew a card, and then gets to gain another off damage. So Josh still getting to keep some extra resources, kind of floating from turn to turn. I mean, if you thought Green's Bloodspell was a good card, what if you get that effect for free?
No kidding.
So, Rising Resentment. So start off with a head jab. Start off with a head jab on it, and then a head followed up by maybe a head jab on a stick. Thinking about it. Okay, nope. He's gonna opt to Ancestral here to draw a card. That gives the third seismic surge, which is key. The next crush effect, the crush effect next turn is going to be so sending in now the hedge out on a stick.
Draw up a sh-
It's
What do you want?
not at
Right.
all. Doesn't have any resources floating. I think yeah, he's just
Forced
shipping
to
it back,
pass.
which is kind of unfortunate.
Not, Vi does not ever want to waste a card.
No. And it looks now with with three seismic surges popping. Next crush effect is going to have dominate. We'll see. Looked like he had to put him in their place and a spinal crush, both of which are tremendous cards.
Huge in the matchup. Which one would you choose?
I would go to spinal crush.
I'd go Spinal Crush as well.
Yeah.
Just close the door. Josh agrees with us.
Yep. It looks like he's going to put him in their place for the following turn. It makes a lot of sense.
Very
So
strong.
9 dominate. This is probably the point in the game, like we were talking about earlier, like with basing them out.
I think this is where I would strongly consider basing them out. Because this turn's going to be neutered anyway. Right? He could even play Base of the Mountain, trigger the effect, banish the cards, put them on his defending cards, and then still get full value of his defense reaction. Because that would be his one card defended from hand. The other ones don't count as being defended from hand, so they get around the dominate rules text of only blocking with one card from hand.
For sure.
That being said, he could just cover 6 between his Tiger Stripe Shuko and that D-React that he drew last turn.
Yep. I do like this play. I hate giving up Shuko, but the game is already kind of in that mid-game state.
How many more points are you really going to get out of it?
Yeah.
Maybe a couple, but
But getting to actually play the game, there's a lot of value in that.
there's a huge value
Yep.
in being able to play the game. I find that I win more games when I play the game.
Absolutely.
Almost always.
So,
Rise from the Phoenix.
yep.
Recent addition to these 5 builds after all these new Phoenix Flame synergies.
Look at the blue version. So this looks like a Blazing Headlong. I believe that's for 5.
But it does get +3 from the Rise from the Ashes.
Okay.
If I'm not
If
mistaken.
it's either 1 or 3 if it's a red or red.
That's true.
Hard to tell. No, that's a red.
Though I have seen Rainbow Rise from the Ashes in these lists recently.
For sure. So looks like that's coming in for 7. And then it's got the Phoenix Flame. Is that Spreading Flames? Yeah, Spreading Flames. And the Inflame, the Firebrand. So it looks like he's giving covering 7.
Covering 7 looks like. See a Pummel, a Put 'em in their place, and the Iron Song Resolve, I believe, flips up a card with Crush in your arsenal and puts a +1 counter on it. Not a bad way to get 3 value off 1 block.
Certainly. Comes in Phoenix Flame for 1 beyond that.
Greg considering his options. 1 coming in. That's often how these 5s just chip away at these Guardians. Nobody wants to put a whole card in front of a Phoenix Flame.
Yep.
Greg?
Always have to be weary too about things like Snatch that could be in the list. So you don't necessarily want to give up all your armor.
That's true. Give up the 1 now, and then you'll wish you had it later when that Snatch comes in. I've played against Fi a lot in recent months. My son Caleb is a Fi lover.
That's right.
Yeah, he is a Fi lover. He is, I'm sure, very excited to see Fi on camera right now. Mask of the Pouncing Lynx trigger being considered.
Yep. Josh, Greg giving good consideration here. I think there is value in doing it. There's not going to be too many more opportunities for you to do it.
That's right. You certainly do not want to end the game with that mask still on the board.
So is this a point where you get an Inflame to maybe be able to kind of carry your turn forward? Yep. Or Ignite, rather.
Ooh, an Ignite. Interesting choice.
Yep. So you can use that to kind of discount maybe the Searing Flames behind. Right? And
Sense to me.
really push some damage. Oh yeah, I like this.
I like that a lot. Coming in for 2 go again. Extra.
Yep, and then the Spreading Flames for 3.
Now spreading.
Now,
And does spreading itself?
it does not. I don't believe so. Does it? Oh, it does.
Comes in for 4
It does.
because this is
Yeah,
the
we're
fourth
so,
chain link.
Yeah, we're so used to seeing that. I'm so used to seeing that being like the first or second chain link.
What
That's
a
right.
clever play from Greg there. I don't think a lot of players would go for that line off the mess of the pouncing lines.
And it flamed for 5. That is quite a lot.
Threatening to put Josh to 4.
Josh already down to 9. He's already committed 1 card.
Down to 2 armor.
Yeah, what else is he gonna like? He's already showing that could have been their place in Arsenal.
That's such a problem. Putting a high value pack in your arsenal, never getting a chance to play it again this late in the game.
Certainly committing to keeping cards here.
Because he can go to 4, potentially present. Would it be 11 back?
It would be 11. Looks like he's doing just that. Just went to go down all the way down to 4.
Now I see one problem with sending 11. It's not 12.
It is not.
And I don't know if we're going to see cards committed. Oh, going for the Spinal Crush. Now this is something that he has to respect.
Yes.
What a heads-up play from Josh.
Just keeping the cards and being able to still spend a send a Spinal Crush for 9.
He knew that he had to present a question that Greg must answer.
100%.
And Greg is low enough that if he can't keep the pressure up, pretty soon he's going to start eating hammers.
Yeah. It looked like Greg was lining up a Lava Burst and another card to cover 6, which makes a lot of sense.
Yep, you're not gonna get to the 4th chain link to turn Lava Burst's extra text on.
Yep. And
Salt the Wound, I think we see being lined up as another card there.
So I'm not sure. So doing this, blocking the 3 cards would give Josh the tempo right back.
It would.
And allow him to send 11.
It would.
So I think it's tough to say.
It's tough to say, but I think if I'm Greg in this spot, I honestly like the play. Say, do it again, sir. Draw the blues to play that card.
Yeah.
And that card is not a disruptive effect. Now, it's a nasty effect. It might make you reset your hand. But there's not a lot of 4-card hands that I just can't work with. I think I'd probably make that bet.
And that's exactly what he's doing. He's blocking for 9, keeping a Lava Burst in hand.
Setting it down in the arsenal.
Yeah. Or it might be a starter. Yeah, can't really see. And just going to draw back. Looks like Josh does draw the blues.
Draws the blues.
Next turn, yeah.
Greg is posturing his fealty.
Yeah, he's not playing the cards. So
because
the fealty
he didn't
goes
play
away.
a card. Yep. This is a very clean play from Greg there. Promising terrain.
Clean play from both. So, yep. Josh getting the promising terrain play. Will pay for that. And notably, too, what we didn't mention last turn, is that covering that 9 also gets rid of ley line. So ley line's no longer on the table.
Huge. This is exactly that spot we thought would happen. Now,
11 is not dominated notably.
This is another spot where you could maybe just say, look, just block. Right? Doesn't have dominate. Cover it up. Maybe send 1 card. Because if he bets and loses, he just takes the damage, sends his hand. If he doesn't kill him, if he doesn't win that turn, then Josh will have 4 seismic surges ready to go to dominate the next attack, and you'll be low.
And with promising terrain, he's going to gain a life and draw a card.
Oh, brutal!
So
Absolutely brutal.
It's a very tough squeeze for Greg.
Whereas I believe Josh has 2 seismic surges right now.
Yep.
Created 1, buffed it by the promising terrain.
Yeah, if he takes all 11, he would generate another 5.
Absolutely brutal. I'm betting we're just going to see Greg fold the hand.
Or is 5 or is it 8? I don't know exactly how the replacement effects would work. But
I believe it's when you create.
yeah.
That's a great question, actually. I'm not sure. Maybe we should ask Judge.
We'll ask Judge Ben about this. He's just folding the floor.
Would he create one, or would he create, like if he created seismic surges off put them in their place? How many extras does the promising terrain create? One extra.
It's just one.
It's one instance of creation.
Balda says when one or more cards are drawn.
That's right. That's
So it's
right.
one shot.
That's right. Judge Ben, answering questions, solving problems. That's what he's here for.
On the fly, no less. Just coming back the other side of the room.
Absolutely.
He is both a gentleman and a scholar.
He is. And a heck of a flesh and blood player as well. I believe he's the owner of at least 3 black envelopes now.
I think so.
No slouch.
And multiple on one Max the Hype Nitro.
First Max the Hype Nitro LL points in the world by Judge Ben.
So, 2 seismic surges popping here.
I see
Paying to get
a
another
Crush
one
the
for next
Week.
turn.
Crush the Week is the play.
And then kind of loosely saying I've got no matter what. So this is another one of those must block cards. Those it
Now
does have dominate. He did have.
I could see a.
Did he have?
3 block?
Oh, that's right. He had the. We missed the seismic eruption that he had.
The seismic.
So this has dominate. So it looks like.
Now 1 card plus the Flame Scale Furnace does stop the crush, but Greg has to wonder. Seeing the base of the mountain, pulling the trigger.
Yep. Giving up 2 cards, 3 cards.
Covering it up.
Covering it all the way up. So that looked like 7, 9, 10. Covering up, maybe 11, depending. Again, can't really tell which cards are which.
Now,
Yep. So that's 7, 8, 9, covering 10.
now, did you notice what Greg kept there? He kept an Ancestral Empowerment.
So this is just an attack. Send the attack. Draw a card. And it's just
Choosing to draw 3.
sending the turn right back. This is a frightening prospect.
He is looking for a window.
So we have another seismic eruption, Mancha,
Ooh.
Cranial Crush, and some other card. Can't really tell. Greg's hand is Inflame, Ancestral Empowerment, Spreading Flames. No blue to pay for any of that, unfortunately. So Boulder drop for 7, not dominant.
Yet another, almost more so than any Guardian deck we've seen in recent times. Balda just seems to be able to send these disruptive effects turn after turn.
This is quite the squeeze.
All while blocking very efficiently. That's that power of those seismic surges and that free dominate.
So Greg taking the damage, going to 5, putting the card back on top. See what
This
he
is him
chooses
saying,
to.
"All right, I think this is my time."
Putting likely one of the 1 costs on top.
Seismic,
Josh going
seismic
playing the seismic
eruption.
eruption, so I'll dominate next turn. So this is kind of a make or break moment.
This
here
may
for
be the
Greg.
game here, folks. Yeah, if Greg can put together enough damage off of 4 cards, keeping in mind that the one he just put back, he's going to draw off that Ancestral Empowerment.
Hitting the spreading flames for a spreading flames.
Ooh, not what you want to do. The 2-card 3, pumping it up to 4.
4, draw a card. This is
Four.
a 4th seismic for or 5th rather, 8 into the plating. So playing the
Flame.
picking this up. Flame for 2.
Buffed up
So
by that spreading
Josh
flame.
is at 3 here. So blocking this for 2. Playing the Phoenix Flame for 1. Josh is at 3. So Josh is having to give up
Obligated to
some form
block.
of cardboard here. It's a lava burst for 6. That's, it's quite a turn from Greg.
Certainly the 3 block from hand.
Makes sense. I think Josh kind of seeing what comes next. This is very well sequenced by Greg.
We talked about it earlier, taking those non-ideal hands and finding the room, covering it up cleanly. Now, with those seismic surges popping, what's the clapback from Josh?
It's 5 seismics popping. Greg has 1 piece of armor left, 1 armor block. This is, that's such a
That
big turn.
is backbreaking.
That is such
I
a
think
turn.
that is
And
it. The
that's
fist
just the
bump.
game.
Josh Martin takes it down. Our local, in his own words, Guardian Pilled. One of our Michigan Guardians stands, you might say.
And one of our regular judges too. He's
Absolutely.
judged quite a number of our ProQuests.
Absolutely. Very tightly played by both. Kind of unfortunate sequence of draws right at the end there for Greg. He played very tight, covering up those big, tall attacks when he had the opportunity to do so.
Very impressive play on both sides.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. This one came up Balda, though. Very well played, Josh.
And this is what Josh wants to play into.
Absolutely. That's what he's here. He's hunting those aggro decks.
Indeed he is.
I have to say, I thought Greg was gonna do the thing for a minute there, but
It looked really sharp.
yeah, those crush effects took over.
Absolutely.
All right, folks. Well, that concludes round 4.
Yeah.
We will see if we can get Josh in the booth for a player interview in just a few minutes here. We have a Silver Age side event starting very soon.
Absolutely.
Actually, starting at the beginning of round 5. So we'll have Silver Age starting then. Some of those players, they came in a car full of friends, maybe 4 or 5 friends in a car. Not everybody can top 8, right?
Nope. There's only 8
So
slots.
here's something to do while you wait, guys. We'll have a little. Stick with us, folks. We'll have an interview shortly.
Indeed we shall.
Right. Hey, we're back with Josh Martin from.
Midland, Michigan.
That's right.
So-
Josh, you are a Guardian player, if ever I've seen one.
Yeah, that's all I play.
All you play.
Yeah.
So that game, it seemed to us, went pretty much exactly how you wanted it to. Just presenting these nasty questions turn after turn, forcing the ninja to answer.
Yep. Anything I could do to possibly rip any sort of cards from his hand.
You know, I noticed early on, I think it was turn 2. I saw your hand and I thought, this looks like a defensive hand to me. And you opted to take a little damage so that you could send that Spinal Crush.
Yep.
And I thought, what a heads-up play, because I think you knew you had to present something that would stop him from just throwing these 5-card hands turn after turn.
Yep. That definitely for sure. Because anytime you have to swing hammer, it's a losing game. You really don't want to swing hammer.
You know, and it's so funny because so often I think that's what a lot of players associate hammer with. You know, you block 3 cards, pitch the blue, get your 13 value, right? 9
Yep.
off the blocks. But when Fi is able to combo you for 30, if you give him the space, it doesn't get there, right?
Yeah, definitely not. That's it's a really out. Back in Welcome to Wraith Arcane Rising was more Brawl. I guess I'll say Brawl because that was the first Guardian of time. That was the kind of time where you block with a couple of cards and you throw your hammer. You try to set up for another turn, and if nothing else, you have a hyper efficient weapon. I mean, one card 4 is pretty good when you're not losing any cards from deck, but against the decks these days, it's never going to get to that point where it's going to matter, because where a lot of decks, you have your red power cards, then you have all your blues, a couple of yellows to fuel those red cards. These aggro decks these days have all power cards and a very select few blues, just if they have to pitch for any reason.
It's very hard to ask them to brick on their own. You have to make them brick.
yeah, and they're even okay with just losing one card sometimes, like we saw throughout in that game where I threw a bowler drop. He was completely fine with taking it because sure,
drop it on top.
Whatever. Just take one card. I still have 4 more cards coming at you with the 3-in-hand one in arsenal. So
now, what do you think about in the upcoming metagame? Right, we're looking at the very likely prospect of Verdance LLing this weekend.
it's very nice.
R.I.P. I get sad every time I think about it. But do you think that opens up a little space in the metagame for Guardians to play in a way that maybe Gravy Bones, maybe Verdance have been shutting them out a little bit for the last few metagames?
I think it could open up to a slightly more defensive playstyle, because we know Verdance does usually have that switchboard of the health potions. And so if the Guardian just wants to try to play a slow game into a deck like that, the Verdance can just set up a turn where they just blast him in the stratosphere. Right. But with Verdance leaving, really there's not really that many decks that can do that kind of setup like Verdance does. Like, Gravy can set up with the Whalers if he runs those, because that's a fatigue state that is really difficult to come back from unless you have like the Midas. There's Prism can actually set up the ALS loop against those slower decks as well.
Hard to do, but possible.
It's definitely not easy. It takes a lot of precision in practice to get stuff like that going on. But yeah, for the most part, I think Guardians could opt to remove some of their more aggressive tools like Rouse, some of them, and E-Strikes. You could use that to board in more defense, because I know Mario's a really big deck right now, and having the extra defense will really help prevent him from going over the top with like his T-Tox.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Everything like that. But otherwise, there's not too much change. Just maybe either slightly more defense or just kind of keep the same aggression, just so you can race the Mario in a way with your.
And when you're presenting these tall crush effects with Dominate, that you at the same time you're gaining this Dominate effect, you are reducing the cost of your own cards. We saw you a couple times block out with your entire hand and still send a nasty crush effect. Not for free. You had deck synergies allowing you to do this, but when it lines up, it's very nasty. I'll tell you, I've tested a little Voldo myself recently, and I just keep finding those Guardian hands. We're like, okay, I stole all the tempo, I hit them with the Spinal Crush, and then I drew up 4 blues. Whoops. You know.
Yeah.
So if she's able to string those nasty crushed effects together, I think that there's not a lot of decks in this format that can stand up to that.
Yeah, like it. Well, it's not like a lot of damage because you see a bunch of these aggressive decks and just do foregoing and foregoing and foregoing and suddenly throw at 16, 20 damage on their hands while you're just throwing a single card that's for like 9 damage or something.
Right.
Which is sure the disruption is really good and helps you like keep the pace of the game, but the moment you draw a hand that doesn't accomplish that, that's when
You could be in trouble, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I know there's like a couple card choices I have because those guardian cans can happen, and that's what the excessive. So you can play with your excessive blues. Like I've got a one of seismic shaking in case I have a full hand of blues I can set up for the next turn. I've got 3x imposing visage that can search up promising terrain to the ley line that can set up my surges to play the next turn, play more defensive
Hedge
than
against some of
to
that,
throw
some of
that.
that inherent variance.
And I mean, if nothing else, you have your 6 for 8s. I mean, something in Cranial Crush is getting more and more relevant text because a lot more cards are starting to draw more. Like you
Absolutely.
like you see the Fly with the ancestral empowerment, and lately their Art of War as well. They can't draw the Art of War, can't draw ancestral empowerment. You have Gravy as well. All he does is draw, so he can't
That's
draw
true.
that.
That's true.
So
Well, you are 4-0 now?
I'm 3-1. I
3-1?
lost a very close game to Gravy, but
Lost close game.
yeah,
with
which
Gravy,
is it's a bad
3-1.
matchup. But I mean, if it's a nice back and forth, I can't really complain whether it's a win or loss, just so long as a good game is played.
Sure. Well, I wish you luck in your next round.
Yeah,
And
it's awesome.
yeah,
Hopefully I can
maybe
beat
we'll
you.
see you again in the top 8. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
hopefully. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Man. Absolutely. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back soon. Hey, we're back, folks. Ready for round 5 of CC action today. Oh, we had a banger just now between Balda and Fi.
Yeah,
We have a matchup of a very different variety,
that
folks.
we do. So we
Dash
have,
IO versus Gravy Bones.
and two players who are very well versed on their respective heroes.
Absolutely. Both 3-1, fighting for their top 8 life right now. This should be a win and in for whoever comes out on top of this match.
Absolutely.
There could, at this number of rounds, definitely at least one player might squeak in at X and 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 X and 2s.
Yeah.
But to lock it in, you got to win this one.
Absolutely. You want to secure your spot. You want to earn your spot, kind of.
That's right. That's right.
You don't want to leave it up to chance.
That's right.
You can.
Well, let's head on down to the battlefield and see what's popping. I think our players should be just about ready. Still sideboarding here.
Very nice. So, yep.
Oh, so on the Gravy Bones pilot here, we've got Mark, a brute lover. A brute lover, but I think he's put down his claws,
He was
sadly.
forced to.
The heavy heart. Oh, R.I.P. claws.
Sad day.
But has been having a lot of success on Gravy Bones. He did win a PQ with Gravy Bones last season, I believe. And then over here we have Kai on Dash.io. I don't think I've seen Kai on another deck as long as I've known him.
Accurate.
Yeah.
He knows this deck very well. He's played different varieties of it for quite a long time, like you mentioned. So I think this will end up being a very solid game. I know Mark historically has been a little frustrated on his end of this matchup, but it is one of those games where on the Gravy side, if the draw lines up the right way, it doesn't matter what you're facing.
I mean, he can high roll with the best of them.
Mm-hmm. Most certainly.
And presenting some of those interesting forks to the aggro player. Look, I've got this ally online here. Who are you going to attack? You going to clear my board, or are you going to come after my life total? And rolling a 1 on the die there. Not quite what you want to see.
Not sure if odds or evens are called, but we'll find out shortly.
Yeah. But if the aggro player guesses wrong on that value proposition, attacking the life total, attacking the ally, they can fall behind quickly.
Certainly so.
If the Gravy player can find the extra action point. Now, I'll tell you, when I play Dash.io, I draw up a hand of a yellow 0 to 60, a yellow zipper hit, and 2 items, and I go, how do people win with this deck? How does that happen? I don't understand. But I have seen Kai put together some nasty numbers with this deck. I predict he just comes out the gates as hard and fast as he can, trying to reduce Mark to 0 before he can establish any sort of commanding board presence.
Spot on. I think that's the game plan, and it'll depend a little bit on how Mark's draw lines up. Is the getting gold, getting the discard is going to be very vital to making sure that the engine gets started.
Absolutely.
And if the engine does, like once the engine starts, then you can start seeing some kind of back and forth, and chum as well being very important.
Chum is huge in this match.
An absolute must clear. You should pretty feasibly see the 10 value of chum every time.
Absolutely. Boost. Max velocity. Hold on. Chum activation. There's something I always say about Dash.io is that she wins about 15% of her games just because the cards line up.
Yes.
You find those boom grenades off the top? Absolutely. And Gravy almost has a little bit, we've said he can high roll with the best of them, and he definitely can. But he can also just not.
Indeed.
Sometimes he just doesn't see the allies, or he sees nothing but allies, or he sees enablers, allies, but no way to get him in the yard.
So, opening up here, we can see quick dodge flexors in the boot slot for Mark. It kind of makes sense in that aggro matchup. Kai presenting the heavy industry boots, which is just an extra armor block Still kind of nets you that extra action. So it looks like Kai won the roll. It's going to be going first.
3 go again.
Yep.
No qualms about boosting away some of his deck health early on.
And looks
Maybe.
like Mark draw a pretty good blocking hand, so I think it should be okay from here. We'll see how this goes. All right, and then Kai attacks once and just passes.
Just want to get that card out of his hand, set a card, see if he can come back with a big, strong 5 card.
So Mark's first.
I'm not really seeing any allies or way to find any. Mark blocked with that fearless confrontation in the first round. I have to say, I wonder if he's kicking himself a little bit. Because he could have at least sent that for 5.
So Mark deciding about the port, like deciding on whether or not he wants to send a play the port side. Looks like he might have to.
I don't know that I see a yellow for him to discard, though.
Yeah, but you still get to filter a card
Building a card.
and dig deeper.
And he knows what's there after the compass activation. See a sink below in hand. Getting rid of one of these. Getting rid of the sink below.
Must see something.
Maybe he knows something we don't.
Absolutely, he knows what's on top of the deck. And that is
There
all
it
right.
is.
It is better than nothing.
You know,
It still threatens arsenal. Still threatens armor.
Dash absolutely doesn't want to blockade. Though, unlike a lot of aggro decks, Dash has a very impressive bridge.
Yep. Odds are, I think we'll probably just see Crown of Providence hop in.
To save the arsenal.
Yep.
Kind of interesting. Both these players play with a lot of knowledge at their top of their deck.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought you get to see the top card of your deck and you get to see things casters don't see. Go figure.
Turns out it's pretty powerful
Yeah.
to have that information.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It looks like Khan might be lining up some blocks. I don't know if he really likes his hand that
Perhaps
much.
it's just not aggressive.
Yeah, he's got like a soup up and a couple of zipper hits that might be different. Looks like he's just going ahead and giving 8.
Here's a queen 8.
Yeah.
Put that fridge in front of it.
This makes sense.
Save the crown for the next conqueror. Should get himself a counter on his symbiosis shot as well.
Indeed. Makes sense.
You know, those Cogworks Tinker Rings, a nice addition from High Seas. You always get 4 value off of them in these builds in Dash.io. Might have to work a little harder for it than back in the days when they had high octane, but still not nothing.
Looks like so Cog goes away, starts with a 0 to 60, boosting away a heist.
Go again.
Looks like
I see a Sawbones, a Sunken Treasure.
looks like he has a blood on the water at the very least. So it looks like he has something he can do next turn. Most likely.
Super. 4 go again. And Overboard. Now, is Mark going to take that trigger to get an ally into his yard?
4, 4, 4, 4.
Oh no, the trigger's when you play it, not when you force. 4, 4, 4. Mark's saying, you know what, I'm going to take this opportunity to get this card out of my hand, since it looks like I'm not going to be doing anything on my turn.
So life totals even now at 36. Kind of Kai getting a little bit of chip damage in, setting up for a bigger turn next turn. Mark just has no option but to pass right back.
You know, one thing I'll say, Gravy Bones does present these nasty options and decisions for the aggro player, but not a ton of disruption. Conqueror of the High Seas is pretty much it.
Yeah, and Anka, if it shows up at the right time,
Can be a problem, sure.
but can be not always relevant.
Right.
So yeah, Conquer of the High Seas is about it.
Ooh, I think we're going to see a Spark of Genius. Spark of Genius is one of those cards. I read it and I go, what?
Why did they think this was a good
does
idea?
what?
Yeah. Card's so good.
Get any item you want, draw a card, shuffle your blues back into your deck from the bottom. Just get an item with crank and just keep going. Back when I played Dash, Spark of Genius was a turn ender. You hoped you drew a good arsenal card off it.
See,
Techno Foundry Heart activation.
so 3 resources.
Kai just digging, looking for his options, looking to see as many cards as he can, I'm guessing, before he commits that Spark of Genius.
Yep, so throttle coming in for 6.
That's a tall boost attack right there.
I think Mark is just looking to try to get established. It's probably going to end up taking some damage here. Just to try to do something.
He needs to go into his turn with a way to turn on Sawbones and a way to pay for it. Looks like he thinks maybe this is not that turn. I think I see a, is that a Rigor Mortis?
Actually,
bomb?
that is a red boom grenade. It is. That's rough.
Oof.
So, looks like Mark's going to end up taking 5 here.
1 from the throttle, 4 from the boom grenade.
Mm-hmm.
Guy rewarded for digging a little further with his Techno Foundry.
2 action points. This turn is still very much alive.
Absolutely.
Like the Spark of Genius
Break the chain.
being a tutor for anything.
Mark notably putting his quick dodge flexors back in the equipment slot. They are not destroyed until the end of turn. If he wants, he can sink more resources. Get a little more.
Yeah.
That Rigor Mortis committed to pitch. Back low.
I like it.
That is one of my favorite Dash cards. I love the art on that.
It's great art, great function.
I've been
They
looking for a
just-
Technocore playmat for years. You can't find them anymore.
You
They're
can't.
just gone.
It was one of the OGs. It's very, very difficult to find.
I don't even play that much mech these days, and I want a Technocore playmat.
Right?
So here we see Kai posturing for the setup. He sees, I think this is the Dash player responding to the posture of the Gravy player, seeing, all right, Mark is is just giving me his hand every turn. Very few resources gone into setup.
And it's not the most impressive. Like having a Tekla Pounder, drawing the Tekla Pounder there without the resources to pay for it, without the ability to go into a Tekla Foundry Heart. It's a little bit tough, but
You know, I think I would have considered, if all we're doing is sending the Symbiosis shot, I think I would have considered just leaving the counter on there, since we knew we had the resource loading and the quick dodge flexors.
that's
But
looks like
maybe Kai was looking to, see if he could bait out that last card.
it's looking like Mark with the port side. It's a great arsenal target. Gives you the filtering for the
Absolutely.
ally. Lets you get going.
Now Mark asking, is this the turn where I get to start playing the game?
We will see. It's unfortunately a hand where
Oh, I think
Mark's-
we might have an item on top from Kai here. Yep. A
Red.
backup protocol red.
it's a,
I say, I don't think a lot of dashes were playing those right out the gates when Bright Lights came out, but the ability to just turn a blue into a red is valuable. Not to mention just essentially tutoring out of your graveyard or whatever the best red for that given situation might be. Boosting away a boom grenade there.
Pulse Wave on the first chain link reveals 1 card, does nothing. So, coming in for 4.
Block 3. Take 1. Back to you, Kai. What's next?
So the Tekla Pounder in Arsenal. So Tekla Pounder in Arsenal.
I think I saw all reds in Kai's hand. Really, by placing that card in Arsenal, you're really sending a message about how you intend to approach the rest of the game. Well, actually, I think I see. Is that an additional Tekla Pounder in the back of Kai's hand?
It is. Yeah. So Yep, that it like looks like probably. Yep, just
Playing out that techno pounder. Very happy.
going down to the one action point. Play the other
Playing out the
backup
backup
protocol.
protocol.
So this is a big setup turn.
Passing. Show me what you can do. Really no threats out of Mark yet, other than conquer the high seas we saw early on.
Absolutely. And I get to see here, depending on what's on top. It's kind of a big deal for Mark. He's got two allies and two ways to get rid of him. He's got a port side and a Tibble.
A lot of options for Mark this turn. Finally kind of getting to execute his game plan. Kind of giving him that space.
So opting to kind of discard the chum, pitching away the rigger, which makes sense. Seems like he has a yellow or a blue on the top.
First gold for our greedy pirate this turn, or this game, actually. First gold. Finally giving Mark the ability to filter some of those cards in his hand. Looks like he found another copy of, I believe that'll be his third copy of Rigor Mortis that he's seen so far.
Yeah.
Maybe not as threatening as a lot of other allies, since just a random symbiosis shot can pick it off at the end of a turn.
So the Tipple was hooked. So on hit, this is another gold.
Do you want to give me a card just for this one little attack?
Yep, just force through more armor block. That's a good play from Mark. Makes a lot of sense.
You gotta chew through that armor eventually.
Yep. So Mark's gonna. Sorry, it was a murderous rabble. So murderous rabble for 3.
I believe we saw a jittery bones flipped off the top for Mark there.
So combat chain was not closed. Now the combat chain is closed.
Chain closed. Blue has gone to the yard.
So we've got 2 resources.
Zombies turned on.
Play chum.
Our friendly first mate joins the fray and attacks for 4.
Yep.
The fact that that fella can attack for 4 at no resource cost is
It's a bit unfair.
very powerful.
Yeah, card's good.
And now we see Kai faced with the tough decision of, am I going to invest 6 points of power into taking this chum off the board, or am I going to risk Mark making that decision for me?
Yep, so you can see, looks like Kai had an extra blue, so he's filtering that blue to get another attack that he can play on his turn. So he's set up pretty well.
Just like we were saying,
yeah.
be able to turn that blue into a red. Yeah, huge.
Yep, just making that much better overall. Getting the soup up, which is good sense because Core is going to go away at the start of turn. Overall, very solid play. And Mark with chum on the board is gonna at 29 with chum on the board. Marty dealing with 1 red boom grenade has to feel at least decent.
Yeah, it may have been a slow start for our Necromancer player here, but he's not in a bad spot.
It looks like there's a fearless confrontation too, so that could be just tremendous, depending on what attack is being sent into chum.
That could do a lot. Now, Kai has set himself up in a decent spot, actually. If he sends this soup up for go again, if he does see a chum activation, he can then just play the Tekla Pounder out of Arsenal.
Yeah. So it looks like.
4 go again?
Yep. Sorry, 6 with this.
6 go again.
Yep.
Oof.
Now, you're not sure. Looks like it was going at chum. With the fearless.
Good
Now
gravy.
chum has taken 5.
I has got to be feeling a little hard done by that.
Yep. So
I'm predicting this seems like it's probably going at face.
yes,
I predict we'll just see a symbiosis shot to pick off Chum.
very very likely. So that makes a lot of sense. So cover 4. Look to try to get a gold if there's a yellow. There's a spark of genius at the absolute worst. Yep. So you can.
Just turn it down out of spite. Even if there's no.
Yeah. No way to recur it, but that does get a gold for Mark.
Still a little gold star. That's only his 2nd gold this game.
Mm-hmm. All in all, Mark's managing this pretty well. Kai's draw has not been too great, but so
Boost, 4 go again.
yeah, four go again. No equipment block, or no +1 for each equipment. Sorry. Um, it's a little bit tough to handle.
See, we have a loot to hold in hand for Mark.
The Holden Jittery Bones, and it seems like based off Mark's posturing, it's an ally on the top. Because you can get Jittery Bones, get it go again, but that is huge. Now he can rip that Jittery Bones from hand.
That is not what Mark wanted to see.
Not at all. Okay, so it's
Okay.
taking the loot to
Kyle
hold.
Shaws chooses the loot to hold. Okay.
Makes sense.
One damage over the top. Are we holding that last card, Kyle?
I think. So it looks like he's opting to cash in.
May as well. Strong chance you won't get to use it again. I must have been mistaken. I thought he had a Tickle Pounder in his arsenal.
I thought
must
so
have
too.
pitched it, yeah.
I think he did. Yeah, I guess he did. Alright, so zipper hit.
Zipper hit. That's a
Come
very
in for
efficient
another.
attack
Come
here.
in for another 5. Moves away another
Boost.
card. Moves away. To
Kind
Mark
of just
cover.
calling the hand what it is.
Yep. Just
Take 2.
yep.
And Symbiosis shot.
Which
the
will
chop.
take out Chop. Which
Clear out the board.
good news. Good news for Mark is the Kai does not have an arsenal. So it's not a 5-card hand. That's still 4 cards plus Tackle Pounder.
Mark passes back. See a spark of genius again in Kai's hand.
So,
Boom grenade off the top. Blue pitched, 2 floating.
so
Any crank here?
Deciding on crank. Looks like no crank.
Saving for next turn. I think we're seeing another setup turn here for Mark.
Looks
For
like
Kai.
it.
Did he just pitch a blue to that? I think he did. I think he's going for
It
another
is.
Tickle Pounder.
Yeah, he paid 4 for 4 on X equals 2. So that's got to be either another Tecmo Pounder. Yeah, there is another Tecmo Pounder.
I suppose he could be going for like a plasma main line if one is in deck, but
Gets another Tecmo Pounder. Or no,
he
no,
did
gets
go
the
for the
plasma
plasma
beam.
main line.
Okay. Very nice. Good call. So this can be.
tells me he's setting up for a long game.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's seeing he's not under pressure. Mark still only has 1 ally in the band.
Yeah, just a Sawbones. So force Mark to have a decent hand this time around. So Mark checking with Compass. It doesn't look like Mark has too much kind of happening. C4 salvage is not bad.
Finding a blue.
Yep. So 4 floating, or 5 floating.
5 float. Look at all that. Look at all that value.
So generate more gold. Turn the
C4
spark.
salvage.
Yep. Turn that face down. Get another gold. Just dig for. Looks like Mark's just probably just digging for cards here.
Maybe not turning it into raw damage, but converting these cards, finding your sawbones, sending 6, asking the question.
Yep. So no, it looks like Mark's just taking the good line here. Just using what he has.
More than happy to set a sink below.
Absolutely.
Really no
This makes
fear
a
of
lot
any
of sense.
personal disruption out of the dash deck.
Yeah. This makes a lot of sense. So it seems kind of on both ends. We're looking for a nice back and forth.
I tell you, I don't know who I give this game to yet. I really don't have a prediction.
It's very much up in the air. There is a yellow boom grenade with a counter on it still on the board. A Teclo Pounder is still a beast.
I will say, I question if Kai will be able to use that plasma mainline to great effect quite yet. By the time this game's over. With Mark already at 22. But as we've said, he has played this deck a lot.
For sure. So it looks like Kai opted to use Crown of Providence. Looks like he sunk a plasma main, or excuse me, pulse wave harpoon. It must be that his hand's a little bit short on resources.
Just wanted to sculpt the hand a little bit.
Yeah.
I believe I saw him pick up a BIOS update.
Yeah, there's a BIOS update, a
But he would have
heist.
known what he was drawing.
Yeah.
Got another Jittery Bones, Call to the Grave. Is that 2 Call to the Graves I think I see?
Yes. At least. At least one. So Kai coming in. So BIOS update Trebuchet. So this is new card from Penn. So it gives the next attack that you boost +2. So the BIOS update. Oh, sorry, this Trebuchet that is a 1 is actually coming in for 6.
Wow.
Yeah. Wild.
Nice. Very powerful for a blue. Conditional, certainly. But anytime you can get 3 offensive points out of your blue like that, not too shabby.
Mark seeing the ally. So Sawbones milled off the top for the blood in the water to cover the 6 cleanly.
Nice clean block.
Yeah.
Remember, he does have 2 boom grenades out right now.
Yep. Yeah, the
Heist. If Mark wasn't already incentivized to block this out, he certainly is now.
so this is a heist for 7. I think the player's just realizing now that it's 7.
Confirming the attack value.
Yep. Very nicely done.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That covers it. I still has 1 card in hand though.
That is a zipper hit for 5.
I think these boom grenades are about to connect.
There's a sink below an arsenal. It's gonna, and it might be that the sink plus Sawbones to cover it.
Beautiful. Beautifully navigated by our Necromancer player.
Absolutely, very well done. So,
Oh,
and then just come in for 2 to kill Sawbones. Not very.
that's what I would do.
Not.
Beautifully navigated by Mark.
It was a scary turn to have to face down. Kai was able to leverage the setup pretty well. And notably, Kai still has a boom grenade that will carry over into the following turn.
I think what we're seeing here, we're seeing why Mark is 3-1 in a room full of aggressive decks.
Not wrong. Not wrong at all.
He certainly has plenty of experience navigating these matchups. Point for the Oyston, probably maybe one of the only 0-cost allies in his deck, I would predict.
Yep, in this matchup, you're probably right. I think you're right.
I don't think you're bringing Scubas in this matchup.
This is just a perfectly reasonable 1-card play. Get something on the board, get something to use your action points on if you really need. One less ally you're going to have to draw.
Absolutely.
Nothing wrong with it. Sends him for 3.
I predict Call to the Grave will be banned one.
One day. Card's very powerful.
It is a generic card. Tutors anything you want into your graveyard.
So,
Forget about it.
so
Right,
Mark's
one boom grenade
hand.
ticks down. One goes to the yard.
So we have another. Do have another BIOS update here for Kai, which is pretty big. Can allow for just to get a free item off the top in addition to Dash's ability. So starting with the 0, putting another counter.
Sting counter on that boom grenade.
Yeah, so that is a 0-60 covering, going for 6.
Coming in for 6.
So Mark opting to filter and get rid of that chum.
Makes sense.
So now he's got
Several
some
3-blocks at
Yeah,
its disposal.
fronts on a pretty clean 6.
You know, you always hear about these hands with gravy that just don't block well, and so far, Mark's Mark's been blocking like a mug. Like I mean, he's is Necro Guardian here
for sure. Like the one hand that Mark had that didn't block very well, otherwise, was at the same time that Kai took a setup turn.
timed it perfectly.
So definitely lined up very well. But this turn is far from over, as Kai still has bias update and an attack.
3 cards left.
Yeah, and what
So
looks to be
I see a
it's
zipper hit.
and a null time zone, I think.
Now that is interesting.
Yeah, I would think
do you
probably
call here? If you play null time zone?
playing null time zone. What have you not seen? You've seen
one
just about
conqueror.
everything. Yeah, you've seen one
That being
conqueror
said,
already.
like Mark has looked at a lot of cards, and I gotta believe another one's coming up before too long.
True. So, covering 4 makes sense.
Is that a yellow zipper hit I see?
It is a yellow zipper hit covering 4.
Wow.
And just gun for 2.
Kai,
So mark down to 18.
setting Mark at 18. Not worried about the wasted.
No, yep, it's definitely one of those allies that if that's your action point, more power to you.
Yep. Take the 3.
So Mark going back up with 21 for the Fiddler's Green. So 21 all.
21 plays 21 plays 21. Just more of just that guardian play style. Here's my hand, send 3. Just players confirming how that boom grenade still has a counter on it because
Yeah.
Kai did get that Fast and Furious trigger to put an additional steam counter on it.
Yep. So yeah, the boom grenade should have 0 counters on it. Now it should be ticking down to 0. So it'll take down. The boom grenade will take down to 0 on Kai's turn. So
Kai considering his options.
it looks like there's the third spark of genius.
Man, they just keep coming.
Good players draw good.
Indeed. I think we see, is that a red throttle we see?
It is.
So we're definitely going to see trying to take advantage of this. And, going for his extra action.
Yes. So he's got to banish 2.
Could be hunting for the action point. Could just be hunting for cards off the top. 2 action points. No misses in his deck. BIOS update.
Throttle for 9.
Oh, look at that. All the value. Technical core off the top for free. Gets an extra counter off the plasma main line. Ooh, boom grenade still on the table. I think we see at least one ally in Mark's hand. He, of course, has the captain available.
So filter a card here.
Getting it back to a hand of 4 blocking cards. No. Mark can commit 3 cards here.
And he does.
Still has 2. He's out of armor blocks other than his dead threats, which he does not want to give up.
Yeah, we're not quite at that stage yet. I mean, Kai is starting to run a little bit low on deck. We've seen him kind of motor through with the Boots activation, with the Technical Foundry heart usage, with all the
He has been very liberal with his additional banishes.
Yes.
I mean, there certainly can't be more than 20 cards left in that deck. I didn't get a good count.
Yep, and Kai still hasn't played a Cerebellum, and we do see one in hand. So Kai has a wealth of options here. It'd be interesting to kind of see what he decides to do with it. He's got 2 action points, a Cerebellum and a Sparky. It's like, what do you do with all
He
this?
could just play out the processor, burn the extra action point, draw a card. But I think we spark first to get an item out of the deck.
Yeah, if he doesn't like what he sees on top, it's certainly just go ahead and play Spark.
There's spark. Again, again.
Spark for
Hang into it.
Techno Pounder again.
Techno Pounder this time, I think.
Yep.
Yep. Now we still have an action point remaining.
Yep. And Kai will get a draw card.
He could just rip a 0 for 4 and still get some value
Yep,
out of this boom grenade.
Yep. And that Techno Pounder will, if this is a 0 cost, which it is a null time zone.
Null time zone. Ugh,
Wild.
not what he wants to see.
Not really. It's unfortunate.
I mean, when you're on this kind of tempo cycle, just trying to get over the top, your opponent's not holding cards, playing out a null time zone, just doesn't feel good.
Yep. And Mark's covering that up to avoid getting hit by the old boom grenade. Makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
Kai gonna draw back up. Send his little Titan's Fist for 3.
I think he was safe from the boom grenade anyway. I believe boom grenades attack actions only, but I think he did it because he's just taking
That's
full
fair.
fatigue posture.
That's fair. That
I
makes
think
sense.
he's just trying to preserve his life total as much as possible.
It's been a day.
Oh, certainly, yeah. But
Yep.
here I think Kai is really trying to find enough damage in one hand.
Yep.
Another boom grenade off the top.
Boom grenade off the top. Two action points. It gets another counter off the main line. That main line has looked really good.
You know, I questioned earlier in the game if he was going to get all the value off of it, rather than just having gone for a Techno Pounder earlier in the game. But he has gotten some real value off of it. He has threatened a lot of damage.
Yeah, we're not sure what's going to be named here. So, Steel Street. It's a 3 attack, costs 3. I think our stream is a little frozen, so bear with us just one moment.